So I want to tell you a story about my greatest accomplishment as a young adult, and that came with my senior year of high school when I was competing with the speech and debate team for my high school in Boston, Massachusetts. We had a qualifier tournament where I was selected to represent Boston and Massachusetts and my school in the national championship circuit in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and that was in 2015. So we went down there. It was right after I graduated, and I competed in about five different rounds at first on that Friday when we got there, giving my speech to various judges and audiences that were there. And after those five rounds, we waited that night to see what the results would be for the octafinal. And my name was chosen for one of the octafinalists. And keep in mind, I'm competing with about every district in the United States and some international. So um, there was usually about six competitors per round, and there was about 2,500 competitors in total. So the next day, I was selected for one of 64 competitors to compete. And after my octafinal round, I was chosen for my quarterfinal round, top 24. And after that, I made it to the semifinal as well. And after the semifinal, we were waiting very anxiously to find out the results of who was going to be in the final. And my name was chosen to be in the final round. And I was one of six people to give my speech in front of hundreds of people at Nova Southeastern University for the national championship. I remember what my coach said to me. He pulled me aside before I went over there. And I'll never forget these words he said. Just be yourself. And I did. I went into that final round, and I believe I spoke fourth out of the people that were there. I listened to the other speeches. I went up and I told everyone about my speech, about how men seem forced to repress their emotions due to societal standards and feelings of portraying masculinity rather than expressing who they truly are. And I shared a personal story that happened to me when I was in seventh grade, where my best friend and a lot of guys who I was at the school with invited me to play lacrosse one day, and instead of lacrosse sticks, they brought baseball bats to beat me up. I told them all that and how that experience alone really impacted me personally about feeling comfortable about expressing who I am and what is so important to me and why it's so important to be myself and not be afraid to be myself. Because there's no one else you can be. It doesn't make sense to be afraid when you're all you got. And it took a lot of hard work for me to get to that point in my life. For a long time, I would do any song and dance that I thought people would want to see, and people, what I would do things to try to make people like me because I thought I was trying to be someone that they would like rather than just be myself. And that hard work is none better exemplified than the late Kobe Bryant. There's a story about him at the 2008 Beijing Olympics where his teammates were coming home after a pretty long night and they were about to go to sleep. They seen Kobe in the lobby at 5 a.m. Kobe, what are you doing here? I'm going to the gym. That's hard work. When you find something you're passionate about, you put all of your work towards that and your time. You would do 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, 6 months of the year. And that to me is the definition of hard work and dedication.